Hello, everyone. Richard here for Streets of Moscow. The only way to play this scenario and not lose is not to play at all. But I actually did do a little combat. I'll let Brukata torture himself in a desperate attempt to get it decisive. I'm not optimistic. But my approach is I end up wiping out, I think, all of this stuff, and then I wipe out everything. I think I take out everything in this area. That's actually a pretty large number of things. I was mostly interested in trying to get the capturable units. As it turns out, you can't fly paratroopers back here. You'll see my experiment, but you won't see the results of it because when I was playtesting attacking the airfield, that was easy, that was fine, but all the units counterattack and it's terrible. This was a piece of cake. And the other thing that I'm focused on is my Panzerjägers. I'm really emphasizing Panzerjäger action, and I think that the Panzerjägers did reasonably well on the map. And I'm getting there. I'm getting them to 3 stars. I think I have a chance to get potentially both of them to 3 stars by the end of Demyansk, and that would give me my 3rd Stug to have 3 stars. And they all have a hero, and I also got my 3rd paratrooper to 3 stars on this map. So the only infantry unit I have not at 3 stars is Wernsberger. Well, Wernsberger is at 2 stars, and he has been kicking ass on this map. I don't think I have a lot to say. I do something sneaky with the cavalry unit up north. I bomb it with tactical bombers, and that allowed me to sneak Oladir in there, and I know the enemy won't screw with Oladir. I did discover that Oladir in an entrenchment hex will be attacked by tanks, so that was useful to know. I mean, I definitely take out a few T-34s. Like, I forgot how many T-34s there are on this map. It's way too many. I don't know how historically realistic that is, but it forces the player to be honest. If I had done this again, I would have brought my 2 paratroopers south, and then I could have considered doing more. But I don't know. I don't know if it would have been worth it. It might have triggered an attack that I didn't want triggered. So the tricky thing with the northeastern hex that has the capturable unit is in order to get the units to evacuate, you have to trigger them. But to trigger them means you have to be super aggressive. I would need my paratroopers to help out in digging out people in the city, which means that there's no way I can get the capturable unit. Oh no. So it's a conundrum. So there's no way that I could find to use my paratroopers to get the capturable unit. If you're gonna get it, you're gonna have to fight like a dog. I have no idea how Brigada is gonna do it. I legitimately, the things he pulls. By the way, my first anti-aircraft gun got a hero, and it was attack +1. The things he pulls, I'm just not skilled enough to do. And I don't know if this is the map where he'll give up. You know, he's pretty stubborn. He doesn't like giving up. But I don't know if this is the first time where he's like, yeah, fuck it. This is a hard map on Rommel. I can't even comprehend Manstein. Like, I mean, these T-34s hit hard. So I just... They hit hard, and it's not clear you're gaining anything. My artillery didn't take a hit for the first time in forever. That was nice. And Rugged Defense is actually helping me more because I'm getting experience from it. So if you can have a controlled Rugged Defense, it's actually beneficial. And so I like to save my Rugged Defense for artillery because it's not likely to go poorly for you. So who would have thought you'd get to the point where you think Rugged Defense is a good thing? But XP, you know, Bricata makes it seem like XP is really easy to come across, but I think he's underestimating some things. But I think XP is one of the most concerning things, and it's not clear to me that it's so easy to get. I got a great shot with my Panzerjäger there. The other thing I'm kind of discovering is that I think we're going to be using fortification hexes a lot more than we used to. If you looked at my Vyazma map, the fortification hexes allowed me to close on Vyazma really quickly. And then I can attack the train and neutralize one of the most annoying parts of attacking Vyazma. That's me flying my paratroopers. I tried tons of things. Not every permutation, but a lot of things. If somebody has a better approach to how to get that capturable unit, let me know. I couldn't find it. And I'm pretty creative, but I couldn't figure out what to do with the North. I think that that's legitimately one of those, you have to earn it the hard way. I am legitimately curious if Bricata is actually able to get it. And if he can get it, what was the price? I honestly can't wait. One of the annoying things about... You're probably wondering about why I've been so passive in 1941. Part of it is I don't know how to use my Panzer IVs effectively. It feels really dangerous to have them in combat. Bricata found some way to use them. I don't know how. He's been kind of... I don't know. He's just got better planning. I find it's really difficult to properly... I'm going to get in trouble here, by the way, because I put my stupid Panzer IV. I had to put my Panzer IV in the hex because the Pioneer couldn't reach it because it was snowing. But I find Panzer IVs get wrecked. That was Rondorf, so that's actually some really good XP. Hey. So I have a scout and Oladir going north to try to deal with the cavalry unit, but you have to do it in a particular way. And then I got a hell of a good hit. That was nice. By the way, that was a bad thing, because then the T-34 could hit my Pioneer. But that may not be such a bad thing, because I would rather have the T-34 attack the Pioneer than the tank. It's snowing, so I'm hoping to bait that infantry in attacking me. I got a hell of a good hit with the Stug there. And then I got bad luck. It was mostly suppressed, but the fort got me. So because I didn't like move uber aggressively, the second wave of planes never activated. So I have a lot of anti-air I don't need. Believe it or not, your tanks in forts are actually pretty strong, and your anti-tanks. It's really difficult for the enemy to mess with them. So I'm basically just de-entrenching that cavalry and then attacking it with everything. But I have to hide, because if you're in vision range, all those units activate. I said anyway, to answer my question, like, why have I been so boring in 41? Well, it's because I think it's super risky. I made some decisions that it's clear were not wise. I didn't have the right core composition. Everything has gotten a lot better now that I have 17th centimeter. I have a lot of anti-tanks. It really affects the flow of the core. And Brigada's running with like a lot of artillery and like one Panzerjäger and a pack. The pack is much more effective in 41, but I don't really want it in the long run. I plan on using my infantry in place of a pack when it's defending bridges and so on, or a stug. So I've been very passive because I'm mostly just interested in surviving 41, and I'm putting a really, really high concentration on my anti-tanks and anti-aircraft, to the point that my core is weaker because I have deployed so many anti-aircraft guns. But I'm hoping that it's worth it. It's not, like, I'm not ahead of Brigada, unfortunately. He's just destroying me. But I'm hoping that I'm gonna have like 3-star stugs with a hero. Surely, I'm hoping that scares off the tanks. Because if that doesn't scare off the tanks, everybody's in a world of hurt in 1942. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen that year. That was really risky with the Panzerjäger. I notice I consistently take too many risks with Panzer IVs and Panzerjägers. I hit the anti-tank because I figured it would activate and hit my anti-tank. This was good XP for the Panzerjäger. Every little bit counts. That was a huge mistake. I didn't realize I was in range of the anti-aircraft gun. I did get Kittle to 1 star, which was nice. More good XP for the Panzerjäger. And I'm very careful. I don't really want to poke the bear until later when it's safer, because there's T-34s that will activate. It's snowing, so I'm trying to sneak up on them. I set a trap 2 stugs behind the Panzerjäger. And that plane does not reinforce, so I got a cheap shot in. Now I'm evacuating. I don't really want to engage in this region. Not like this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Brigada's gonna do. Because if you ask me, it's stupidly dangerous. Oh, there's me grabbing that T-34. It's stupidly dangerous to get too aggressive on this map, so I don't know how he's gonna do it and not lose units. Because those T-34s hit hard. So now I have double artillery on the Panzerjäger. I basically want the Panzerjäger attacked so I can draw units in. And I'm pulling units piecemeal. That's kind of this is my approach to the map. Pull the units in small ways so that you can kind of clear things without overstretching yourself. And I'm constantly trying to give kills to my anti-tanks. Yeah, I didn't really do anything remarkable. I'm trying to kill things with my 88 or my tactical bombers, or do ambushes. It doesn't really get more complicated than that. I had to reload here because these T-34s ripped apart my T-34. So, yeah. I was curious to see how 2 overstrengthened Stugs would do against a T-34. So now I'm gonna get some easy XP for the Panzer Jaeger. I had to reload here. So as you can see, even with an experienced Stug backed up by 2 overstrengthened Stug, or with a Panzerjäger with 2 stars backed up by 3-star overstrengthened Stugs, the T-34s rip through your defenses anyway. So, like, I think Ricotta isn't right. I think that I think these T-34s are I can't quite explain it. My experience with T-34s is they rip apart my units. And that's if I'm on Rommel or not. And you could see, like, that result, when I reloaded, I was kind of curious, you know, how much damage am I going to take? And you take, like, 2 to 4 damage regularly. And it's just, like, that is so much suppression. And it's I think that T-30, that Panzerjäger has a defense +1 hero. And, like, it's just you're not getting enough suppression on the T-34. I think that you have to either hit them with bombers ahead of time, or you have to do ambushes. Or you need the 17cm gun. If those had been 2 17cm guns, I think my Panzerjäger would have been fine. But outside of a 17cm gun, your suppression from artillery is completely inadequate for KVs and T-34s. That's probably, it's not that Ricotta's wrong, I think that's what it is. You really need a 17cm gun. And I'm not used to playing with 17 centimeters, so that's why my experience is so miserable playing in 1941. And I think that's part of why Ultimate Mode has been a nightmare for me, because I didn't get the 17 centimeters early enough. But I actually got some more XP. As you can see, I am doing everything possible to get XP for my units. My 88 gun is sick. And that fighter is easy pickings. I mean, I'm actually getting rid of a large number of tanks. Essentially, 2 of the 3 counterattacks I wipe out. The third big one I didn't activate. And then there's probably about 5 tanks hanging around in the middle that activate at certain points. So, you know, I definitely did some combat. That's right, I got a rugged defense against the train. God. But I'm still racking up some XP, or some prestige. But it was nice that the tanks kept coming one at a time. That doesn't normally happen, so... That only happened because I kept teasing the enemy. I guess these guys over here are done. There's just one more unit to kill, and then that's it. It's pretty boring. My paratroopers are hanging around up north because all of my experiments to approach the airfield do not work. And now my Panzerjäger shows up again. I am squeezing every drop of XP I can get. So I think this triggers that first counterattack, but most of their armor has already come. So I think there's a T-34 left. So the counterattack is a lot less dangerous. Except that there's guards, so... But I'm okay with that. I'd rather deal with guards than T-34. Yeah, that's all of their armor left. So most of that first counterattack, I think except for the Katyusha rockets, gets destroyed. Now I can force a surrender on guards. With the tank in the city, with backed up by 2 artillery pieces, I'll be fine. So I know that that T-34 sees the rocket artillery, so I put the Panzer in the way, backed up by 2 artillery pieces in an ambush. That's how desperate I am for XP that I'm willing to try this. And now I'm just farming for experience and kills with the Air Force. So my Panzerjäger's beat up, but I'm squeezing out some XP. Then I got a great hit. That's my defense plus 3 Panzer III. And this worked out really well for me. This was probably not worth it, but it at least took the Katyusha rocket out of action. But it left my pioneers exposed to the guards. But I actually won that exchange overall, so that wasn't so bad. So yeah, how many tanks are left? 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight heavy tanks left. So I definitely was engaged with a lot of them. But you can't approach. There's no way to approach. Every angle is covered. You want to land here, but you can't. This hex is safe, except there's nowhere for you to go. Yeah. And if I was more aggressive, I could have probably taken this out, but I wasn't sure if these guys would activate. And maybe I could have taken the train out. But I wasn't really sure if that was smart. So, that's the streets of Moscow, and the Demyansk pocket is next. Until next time, Richard out.